welcome to RageCast. First
Woo!
RageCast ever.
First RageCast, 100%
All right.
rage.
100% rage. We're raging all day long over here. I'm Jake. You all know me. Got my boy K Dish with me.
Yo,
Uh,
yo.
we'll start it off like we always do on our inaugural RageCast. K Dish, what you raging about?
I'm raging about everything. I'm raging about my team. I'm raging about how Chris McConnell won. I'm raging about how the McConnells colluded so that another McConnell could win. I'm raging all over the
We
place.
got a lot of rage about. I got a rock hard rager over here about the same things that you're raging about, you know?
I got an equal rock hard rager,
Yeah,
and I've had it all day.
all day long, all season long. I'll tell you where my rager started off with. And it started off with earful of BJ. I'm just gonna go for the gut.
Go for it.
I'm just gonna go for the throat and call him out right where it started. Uh Whenever I listened to Earful of BJ, what I heard a lot of the time was a lot of BJ and a lot of Faj. I didn't hear my name come up hardly ever.
Not at all. Not until the playoffs.
Yeah,
Not until playoffs.
and then they called me on right when we started talking about doing RageCast, and it was like, well, that
Unbelievable.
got me raging even more.
Unbelievable.
Got me raging even more because I was like, hey, I got nothing to rage about now because they just
Yeah.
called me on. So that was
Just called
kind
you
of
on.
lame of them.
Unbelievable. And then I
yeah.
was raging because you were raging.
Yeah,
So this is just a rage cycle.
and
We're
we
all
just,
raging
it was
over here.
yeah, just a circle of rage over here, just back and forth, me and you getting feedback, positive rage
Feedback.
feedback.
Spawn,
Yeah,
it is a spiral of conflict.
it is. Yeah. So that's what happens. Is the problem? What really rages me off about Earful of BJ a lot of the times is that you only hear about the stars. You hear about
Only the
you
stars.
of course hear about Chris. You hear about Logan. You hear about Faj. You hear about BJ. You never hear about what's going on in the bottom rung.
Yeah, what's going on in the trenches? That's where
Yeah,
the warfare's happening.
right.
That's where people are scrapping by.
And
People are missing arms and legs. Players are out.
just people. We got vets down there. All right, the real heroes. Right. We got these. We
The
got these
troopers.
people. Yeah. We got these people, the showboats up in front. Everybody wants to talk about them. Nobody wants to talk about what's really happening, right?
We
Nobody
got
wants to.
people who know they're not making it to the playoffs
We know
ever.
they're
The
they're working
entire
the
season.
street. They're working the street, and they don't get any recognition down there. And I spent most of the season down there on the bottom rung. I thought I was gonna get saucer of shame, and my name never got mentioned. I would like a little earful in the future to be about the whole league and not just Brady and Chris.
Brady and Chris. Brady
Brady
and
and
Chris.
Chris.
Just another broken
That's all,
record.
and it just raged me off the whole season.
Oh,
Even
I'm
when they
raging
put me
still.
on, I know they only asked me on because they knew that I was over here building a rage volcano about to explode, my rage lava all over the place on them.
Mount St. Jacob.
Mount St. Jacob. St. Jacob is the underlying part of that. So that's what kind of started RageCast in my
That's what
opinion.
started RageCast because we were just going to do a different podcast. We were going to do, mouthful of
Yeah.
HJ.
Mouth,
But
which is it's not as good. It's just not as good of a title. It was not good. And then we started getting madder and madder and raging harder and harder, and we came up with RageCast to
RageCast.
talk about how
Now we're
we
raging.
never get mentioned. And so, Kyle, let's talk about what's some general feelings you got about raging so far. Now that the season's over, what got you raging?
What got me raging? I don't know. Chris's unstoppable force from the get-go.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
think
talk
that-
about we're definitely gonna talk about Chris later. He's gonna be kind of the culmination of our rage, what we got. But let's what are you feeling about your season now? How you feeling about it?
Well, I mean, I got third place, and
That's pretty good.
Not happy about it.
Which
Not
means
happy about it.
you're the second loser out of everybody.
Yeah,
which
I'm the
means you get a-
second loser. That is now my title.
Yeah.
That is you know who did a good job this year?
Who did a good job?
Trent. Trent did a great job. He got first round draft pick.
First round draft pick, the greatest thing you can get outside of the championship.
Outside of the championship, that's the
Yeah.
greatest thing you can get.
Yeah.
So kudos to him. I wish
Yeah.
I had that. That's
got
what I
the-
wish.
You got the McConnells always whispering in your ear, "Oh, just make it to the playoffs, and you're gonna be okay." You're gonna have that status, right? You're gonna become a dynasty. Who cares
Unbelievable.
about that? if it doesn't get me anything, then what's the point of doing it,
What's the
right?
point doing it? I don't need another third place
Yeah.
ribbon.
It just rages me off so much whenever they just like sitting there trying to get me. What I was trying to do was hold my team back a little bit. All right, we started really peaking, like really using the rage with us, and we were using the rage tide to kind of push us out there,
Yeah.
and I was gonna hold it back a little bit, and then get just in the consolation, and rage punch everybody in the face and win the consolation round, right? Like I could have done that. But
You
no,
probably could have.
I really think I could have, but what happened was these McConnell boys, hashtag never trust a McConnell,
Never trust a McConnell.
right? That is Rage 101 right there.
If we've learned anything from this league, never trust a McConnell.
Never trust them. They keep whispering to me, no, 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 you want to go to the playoffs. Jake, think about it. You have a good chance of winning. Of course I don't have a good chance of winning.
Neither of us had a good chance of winning.
Neither of us, right? We were not star teams. I snuck into the playoffs because my whole division was horrible.
I only got there because of injuries. Helps
Yeah.
me out. That's unbelievable.
So we shouldn't have been there in the first place, but that's what they were doing the whole time. Now that I look back, what really rages me off is that they were planning that. They wanted to make the whole playoff bracket kind of they wanted to set themselves up for that spike, you know?
Oh, yeah, and there was 3 of them. Let's not forget 3 of them.
Yeah, all 3 McConnells were in on this together, right?
Unbelievable.
So that's what really got to me raging off over here. Just every night, I'm just staying up all night and just raging.
Oh, I'm still raging.
Yeah.
I've been raging from get-go.
I gave up after I lost. I was just like, you know what? I'm done. The rage took over. I just raged off, and I just got out of there.
I know. I set my lineup the last week, and I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. 3rd or 4th? What's the difference?
It does not.
It doesn't matter anymore.
I think I ended up getting 7th. I don't even know what happened because after I lost to Logan, I just gave up.
It's like, why even try?
Why even try after that? I'm just gonna if I do worse, I'll just get a better playoff spot next year. So that's what it was really all about. I had this grand plan where I was gonna have Tom Brady leading my team into victory next year with the Broncos defense, right? The greatest single player of the game and the greatest quarterback of all time playing together, and I was gonna win it next year. But you know what? I blame Chris McConnell for taking me out because he told me, he gave me advice.
He dissuaded you?
He gave me solid advice all year round, and I'm not going to rage about the solid advice he gave me all throughout the regular season, but he used it. I saw now that it was just him getting on my good side the whole season, and then come playoff time, he used that good advice, that trust I had built up with him against
to screw you in the finale.
To screw me in the finale. Yeah, he just took it all away. He took the wind out of my sails.
Never trust a McConnell.
Hashtag,
that makes perfect sense.
We can't say it enough.
We can't say it enough.
Never trust a McConnell.
How many of us have been screwed by a McConnell?
Probably everybody, more than they know. Definitely more than they know.
I've been trade raped by a McConnell.
Years ago.
That's how I got the saucer of shame. Clay trade raped me. Yeah. Unbelievably, I am still limping to this day. If you look closely.
What? And you know what? He's still out there Shawshanking folks left to right.
He is Shawshanking. He's trade raped. He's hit us all once. He's hit us all once, and it takes a solid season of sleeping on your stomach before you can get back and play again. Yeah.
And that's what
after
he does.
Those rapings.
He comes in and he does the same thing. Only he does like Chris does. Only he does it as being a good commissioner, right? Excellent commissioner. No
great
complaints.
Commissioner. Fantastic.
Great commish.
Minus the helping Chris and his father out. But other than that.
Minus that. Other than that,
you can't ask for a better commissioner.
Right? And so, yeah. What's happening is he does that. Everybody's like, oh, Clay's a solid guy. You know, he does well by the league. But there's 2 different people, right? There's Commish.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Clay McConnell, right? And Commish, great Commish. Clay McConnell, horrible dude.
That's a Mr. Hyde.
Say it. Yeah, Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde wants to win and will do anything to win.
Yeah.
That's what we learned.
Yeah, and so we really learned that Clay is just a two-faced son of a bee, you know? Love the guy. In his personal life,
the best
couldn't be nicer.
The best commish. But what a dick of a player.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that's what I've been really raging about that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, I'm raging less and less about my team, except for one big rage caster that I got on my – he's just casting a lot of rage my way. I'm going to talk about Russell Wilson a little bit. Possibly the worst round pick I've ever had of any of the rounds of any of the picks I've had. He's just a shoddy player this year. I don't know if you had somebody on your team that was the same way, but I had the chance to have Julio Jones, and I missed up because I was like, oh, I bet a quarterback would be better. And Russell Wilson did great last year. He tricked me again, like all the McConnells did. I think his last name is secretly McConnell. So
Russell McConnell.
He tricked me into drafting him, and he therefore ruined my team for the rest of the year. He did some good, but he wasn't an overall horrible person, but he definitely messed my team up for the whole season. So that was really unfortunate. That I think of myself as an honest guy. I'm kind of one of the most humble people I know, and
most humble I know.
Yeah, and so I pick him. I think, okay, he's a guy who did good last year. He should be a good face for the team. He was a horrible face for the team. You know who ended up saving my team like they always do?
Broncos defense.
Broncos defense. You want to talk about really quells my rage? I got like waves and waves of rage over here, but the little boat in the storm, the little lighthouse that gets me home from the rage every day. Broncos defense.
Broncos
right?
defense is the light that guides you through the rage storm.
Yeah, they got me through. They got me back to the calm shore. They got me through the rage storm. I just want to shout out to Broncos D, the best individual player in the history of sports.
Yeah, I got to say, my team, they were hot and cold. They had some great games. They had some bad games. It's pretty, that's just what you expect. I make it to the playoffs due to injuries. Some of these injuries allowed my secondary players.
Yeah.
Because some of the starters like Chris Ivory, AJ Green, they got injured. So that would imagine, LaFell to come and step up, and they got a lot of points. But injuries ended up screwing me because Mariota breaks his leg. Mariota breaks his leg the day I play Matt. Also, Lamar Miller, who was my starting running back all year. He was pretty much suffering through all ailments all year, right? Mm-hmm. Finally, they sit him right on that week when Mariota breaks it, so I don't have Lamar Miller to play, and then I end up losing. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So,
well, I mean, I believe it because I saw it happen. I saw it with my own eyes. So, yeah.
Snapped his leg, snapped my dreams. So
yeah. Talk about snapping things. A person. Let's talk about probably the biggest rage moment of my whole rage career this year. Let's talk about how I got Hoyered again for the second year in a row, right? Talk about snapping things, right? Yeah. So, backstory for all you noobs that weren't here last year. I had Drew Brees, and he kind of Russell Wilsoned me last year. He was supposed to be really good, and he was just okay. Brian Hoyer starts throwing consistent 24-point games, right? And I'm like, I need a little consistency. I put him in one week. He does a 24-point game. He did everything I asked for him. Drew Brees decides, oh, I don't like Brian Hoyer taking off my spot on Jake's, roster. I don't like him getting the lead quarterback position. I'm going to go ahead and get 70 points this week. So Hoyer really screwed me over that week, last year. And this year, I put him in, and I'm like, he's starting to do the same thing. He's starting to get me 24 points a game. I have him in for a couple of games, starting to feel good about him. And then all of a sudden, he breaks his friggin' arm.
Breaks his arm.
On purpose, I believe, just to mess me up again, right? So, yeah.
He got millions of dollars, and he said, you know what? Screw you, Jacob Trusty.
That's what he did.
Snap.
Just exactly what he did. And meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to do everything I can to the best of my abilities, right? And he's just trying. I never did it wrong by anybody. And he just comes over here and tries to sabotage my team. So that really got me raging. That I was really raging that week. I remember the rage. It was palpable. I could taste the rage in my mouth. I was just
the taste of rage. If we ever make a documentary, that's what it's called, The Taste of Rage.
If you were around me, you could smell the rage in the air,
just off your breath.
Like before I walked into a room, people would be like, "Oh, what's that smell?" And then I'd walk in, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's rage."
Oh, that's just some rage.
A couple of people have said that during that time, so that's not me. I got sources. So yeah, there was that. let's talk about anybody else's teams that we can talk about. I know
Yeah.
that we made RageCast so we could talk about our team specifically because we weren't getting it enough. Yeah,
just like what we bashed the other ones.
Well,
yeah.
Well, we're just making up because our teams didn't get talked about ever.
They didn't get talked. Well, here and there, I got some little nods here and there.
Little nods. Let's talk
nothing.
about teams. Let's talk about teams that never got talked about. All right.
Okay.
I haven't researched anything over here.
Me neither.
Let's talk about Colin real quick, right?
Colin did not get the saucer, I believe.
I don't think he did. Again, I did no research. I have no idea what has happened in the rest of the league after I lost. I kind of just gave up completely.
I don't think he got the saucer. I really don't.
I don't think he deserves the saucer.
Well, he deserves a saucer because he has a terrible, terrible record. But in the constellation round, Sam lost.
Sam definitely deserves the saucer of shame.
Oh, Sam, you have 2 rings and three saucers.
You're just hot and cold, man.
Hot and cold. You're a Katy Perry song.
Hot and cold. You're fire and ice over there, brother. So yeah, Sam definitely deserves it this year. It kind of felt like, did Sam give up? I don't know. Was he ever really in it this year? Did he just pull a classic Sam where he starts losing and he's out? I don't know.
I don't know what he did.
We want to know your opinions.
Please respond.
I want an explanation because
I want to know your strategy. What is your fantasy strategy?
I got a little rage lingering over here because I feel like there's Sam's not putting his heart into it. I'm over here putting my heart into it every year.
Every year.
Heart
and soul. I sweat every draft, and I bleed a little bit.
I've seen you sweat, and I've seen your blood. All right, I can vouch for that. Right. So yeah, and then Collins over here, he's winning. This is his other, like, we're his main league, but he's got another league, and he's winning that thing, and he's losing this one. I don't get it.
Unbelievable. I thought Colin had a great team starting out, but boy was I wrong. I wrong.
I guess he did not. Yeah.
If anything, I thank Colin for taking all the players I was going to take. So thank you, Colin, for taking that whole suck train with you.
I will say that at the beginning of every year, I quickly lose interest in fantasy football, and I end up hating it because it rages me off so much. But I always turn into Team Colin. Every year, it's like I've got my team, and if my team's doing bad, I'm always going for Colin. But yeah, this year he just didn't pull through.
You want to push for him?
I always do. I want to call and win is really what I want.
Because he's trying, but he's not trying to the point of a McConnell. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Right? That's what we want.
He's an everyman. He there's people that work hard and study, and then there's people that just glide through life, right? And I want Colin just to glide through and get that championship.
Just get that championship.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. I think we might have seen it before. I think we can see it again. Yeah, I think some people have just miraculously gotten their titles.
It would give me hope that there is a chance that I could get it one day.
Yeah.
Every time these big names start getting it, and we got dynasties going on.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I just want to see an underdog come through.
I agree.
I think of Colin as like the Bernie Sanders of the team. He's just always like, everybody likes him. Nobody has anything wrong to say about him.
He's a socialist.
He's good to go. Everybody wants him. And for some reason, the establishment screws him over.
Screws him over.
Yeah. Hashtag never trusted McConnell. I can't prove it. But if I could, I would. So...
I agree. And then, let's see. What about the rookies this year? The rookie, Sean and Reagan.
Yeah, they,
I applaud.
Fantastic. Wow, just a good job, guys. I really thought that. I really thought there was a chance that both of you would make it to the playoffs, and it kind of raged me off because I didn't do. I was raging because I didn't do that good my rookie year.
Yeah, I was raging with jealousy as well.
Yeah,
I was like, that is unbelievable.
I got a little jealous rage going on.
I was like, this guy, Sean drafted 4 quarterbacks and he made it this far. That's unbelievable.
I was laughing so hard.
I was too. I was dogging on him all the time.
I was just like, yeah, check. I beat him, but no, he just ended up doing all right.
Yeah.
And Reagan, I don't even think he knows how to use a computer. Apparently, he has a computer job, but homeboy doesn't even own 2 pairs of shoes. So I thought, all right, easily beat him.
And as a minimalist, this is probably his only app. This is it.
This is probably the only thing he knows how to do that is part of today's modern world. and he did
minus
okay
the
at
computer job
Reagan,
and the software engineer.
Minus the thing where he like
the minus
codes
thing where he's really
living.
good at.
Yeah. Anyway, but like he always does, what really rages me off about Reagan is he just glides through life. Like we were talking about, we want Colin to just glide on in. Reagan seems to do that with like everything
but he's too
doing
good.
In life.
He's a little too good. You want to see some falls, some fails every once in a while.
And you know what? If I'm going to be honest, he's too nice. I don't trust it. I think it's all a show. I've always said this about Reagan, is that he's secretly faking it underneath everything. So,
I've been to his place.
Yeah,
very clean, clean. And I tell you what, he served us almonds. Almonds. That is a high class nut.
What a weird thing to serve.
A high class nut.
If
I'm serving nut, I'm serving peanut, unsalted.
Cashew, all right, the poor man's nut, all right,
man's nut. Unsalted. Yeah. That way they don't get thirsty and they don't want anything to drink. That way I don't have to give them anything to drink.
And if they want something to drink, it's tap water.
That's right. And you know what? He had plenty of beer and water stocked for visitors.
Weird.
What a nice guy.
So weird.
That's too nice.
I don't trust Reagan. I think if you were to check underneath his floorboards, you know what I think you'd find?
Bodies
and just definitely bodies.
Definitely.
But also just
homeless
stuff.
children.
I think he's a secret hoarder is what I think. I think he's just got stuff underneath there. He's just been fooling us all this whole time. So
That's right.
I don't trust him.
Don't.
Every time he gives away something because you're like, oh, I like that shirt, he'll give you the shirt. I think it's just because he got so many shirts.
He's got them all stashed under the floorboards.
Yeah, that's what I really think.
Covering up the bodies.
Nobody really lives like that. He's just it's just a big show. Yeah.
It's just a big show.
Yo, so Kadish, I got some breaking news.
Breaking news.
I got some breaking news.
Well, let's hear it.
Only I think 3 other people may have heard about, and I'm going to be breaking it here.
You
don't know. For our listeners, Kadish does not know what I'm about to say, so we're about to get a raw reaction right here, and we're about to get all raw dogged by Kadish's reaction, and I think we're gonna get some rage in it.
You're probably gonna get some rage in it.
Kadish, I learned from the commish right before we started recording RageCast that Reagan is dropping out next year. He's not doing it.
Son of a bitch.
Right?
Unbelievable.
What the hell? After he
did so well.
We only have nice things to say about him. That's all we ever say about him.
That's all we ever say is how kind he is.
Nice, and he screws us over. We put him in the league. We accept him, into our hearts metaphorically by putting him in the league. We have put him in our hearts for good.
He is
and
in
you
my
know what
heart.
He does? He
rips
himself out. Yeah, he just breaks our hearts. He shatters
broke
them.
my heart. Wow.
Shatters them all over the floor.
All over the floor. What are we going to... So we got to bring in another person?
Apparently, we have to bring in another person this year.
Oh, gee.
And who it's going to be? Some jabroni I don't know.
Some jabroni? Probably some jabroni that Jesse always keeps trying to pull in.
Probably. Like, we don't know these people. I don't have this many friends. Like, we have hit the limit on people that I know.
Wow.
Right? That are in this league.
What are we gonna do? What are we?
I have no idea what we're gonna do.
Wow.
I don't know that many other people.
Should we just Should we give Nacho his own team? A ghost team?
I'm all for Team Nacho. Like,
wow.
I'm down.
A Nacho ghost team, and we all vote on the best player for Nacho. Yeah.
So maybe we'll have to do something where we'll have to create I think the league should definitely vote on who gets in. Right?
Oh yeah, hands down.
Like, there's some good people out there, right?
And there's some bad people out there. There's some people I don't know.
There's a lot of jabronis out there, right? There's just the world's full of them, and it rages me off. It just gets me raging. And
wow,
I know
did not see that coming because I thought he had a good time. I thought he had a great time. I mean, I'm sure he did, but
he got Rookie of the Year this year.
Rookie of the Year.
You know what that means?
He's going out on a high note.
He stands at us. He stands at us.
He did it. Wow.
He done did it. If he couldn't take home the whole win, he took over one of the highest honors in the land.
I never got it.
Rookie of the Year. No.
Rookie of the Year. Is this the first year for Rookie of the Year?
I don't know. We've had many rookies over the many years that we've done this, but I
don't think there's an actual award for it.
This was the first time we were going to award it.
Wow. And he's the first rookie of the year.
And right now, the last Rookie of the Year, because he's stealing it.
And he would also be the first person to leave the league.
Yeah. Right?
Well, no, you had a leave of absence, but you came back.
But I came back. I'm sorry.
You came back stronger than before. You made the playoffs.
I tried to save the world. Excuse me. What's Reagan doing? Probably hoarding bodies under his floor.
Unbelievable.
And again, nothing but nice things to say about him.
Love the guy.
But what a jerk move. He's such a jerk. Yeah. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, you're right. I did not see that coming. That is some breaking news.
I'm sorry to rage you off like that. I didn't mean to. You know, you got enough rage. I don't need to be adding to it, so I'm sorry about that.
No, that's just another thing I can hold deep inside me. Put it in a box, push it down, and hope it never resurfaces.
Deep down. That's where you put those emotions.
That's just what happens.
Real deep. And then you know what you get from it?
A little extra rage here and there.
You get a little extra rage here and there. That's exactly right.
You try and hold it back, and the next thing you know, someone cuts you off in traffic, and then all those boxes of rage just unleash. And what do? You pull the gun out of your glove compartment, and next thing you know, you're in jail. That's all I'm saying. Let's try and avoid this rage. Let's not cheat. Let's not leave the league. We try and save people here.
I thought we had a thing going. I thought we had kind of this cool dynamic friendship where things would never change.
I thought we were all going to own our own cruise ship.
Yeah, whatever happened to all of us living together in a pole barn, right? Whatever happened, Ethan? Whatever happened to you buying a pole barn and all of us just living in it together?
You supporting all of us.
Yeah.
I am your child.
Another Ethan classic jabroni pullover that he pulled on us.
Man. Yeah, like life's really that important. Come on.
So yeah.
Wow.
So let's it's a sad subject, and
it is
for all of those who don't believe it is a very true subject. You can ask the commish. It came from his words, his mouth. His words from his mouth.
We should have a leaving ceremony since we've never had anyone leave. We should have a leaving ceremony.
I think it should be something where we cast him out. Like of the village. We all as he walks away, we all turn our backs to him.
I think it should be more like a funeral, right? We'll all bring small trays of cheeses and crackers, maybe some vegetables like some baby carrots with some dip, and we'll all step out in the parking lot, have a beer, and console about.
I was thinking maybe like a Viking funeral where we put him on a boat and shoot flaming arrows at him. Yeah.
There we go. Maybe. Send him over a waterfall.
Yeah. Just do something, or give him a symbolic cord that he can hold on to, and we cut it. We cut the cord. He's gone.
Wow. We'll bury the hatchet. We'll take a hatchet, put it in some dirt.
Well, that's only if we forgive him, and that probably won't happen for a while. We're gonna have we're gonna have that hatchet stuck on the mantle for a while. Rage fire burning underneath that hatchet. So,
wow. Yeah, you're right. That is breaking news. I had no idea that was coming up.
And I hate to spring it on you like this, but our listeners have always loved the raw reaction.
Well, I mean, this entire thing is just us doing this on the fly. So,
right.
Might as well have done that on the fly as well. That makes sense.
Exactly. Kyle. Yeah. So, what else you raging about, Kyle?
Well,
what else you got?
Who's Walter?
That's what I want to know.
Where did this guy come from?
I thought for the longest time it was Dave, and then that podcast came out where they were both talking at the same time.
So either Dave really thought this out, planned it out, and did some hard work.
There was even like little giggles throughout, you know.
Or Walter's an actual person, yeah.
I think Walter is secretly a real person.
You know what? I think that Walter probably came off the show Swamp People, right? Looking for some success, so he became as a reporter for Earful of BJ. That's what I think.
The exact same thing. That you just read my mind. I don't know how you did that.
Yeah, I don't know why they would take this guy from Swamp People, and not one of us. We were great report. We could have reported that.
We could have been on there. I'm kind of upset they didn't ask one of us, right?
Yeah, I'm very upset. They didn't even call for an application. They just picked Walter.
They did not. Yeah, it was like an outside hire. You could have hired from the inside. Got somebody else. Got another voice on RageCast.
Yeah. Quit outsourcing our jobs.
Yeah. All right. The league is supposed to be this kind of connected brotherhood that we have, right? And you're just bringing in outside folks.
Outside. Walter.
All I know is that there's a lot more going on in that Underwood household than they let on. You
Absolutely.
know, there are secrets over there, right?
Oh yeah.
It's a temple of mystery.
There's a reason Jesse showers so many times that he does.
Right? Do you think
trying to wash away the guilt? The guilt of
trying
what? I
to
don't know.
wash away the guilt. That's great.
The guilt of what? Who knows? But he's trying to wash away the guilt of some nature.
How many bars of soap do you think he goes through?
A lot of bars of soap. And
Just
you know what?
ton.
Do you think it's the cheap ivory, or do you think it's something?
Not.
I bet it's a top shelf soap.
It's definitely not Irish Spring. He's probably getting some of that Axe bar deodorant kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's you might be right. Added a little fragrance for 48 hours that no one wants to smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those.
I don't know. It's definitely not body wash. He's definitely using bar soap. I'm surprised he hasn't scrubbed his skin raw.
That's a serious concern.
That's a serious concern. Can one be too clean? You would think he would get sick more because he's, not
killing all the germs.
He's killing all the germs. Exactly.
All the helpful germs.
All the helpful germs. I heard that like over half your body is not actually human cells. I don't know if you've heard that.
I have not.
That
is the first for me.
outside like organisms and like viruses and bacteria make up half the human body.
Half of it?
Yeah, and a poop can determine whether or not you are more human or more bacteria.
Well, that's interesting. So if I, get a good soap, I'll weigh less.
Yeah.
Kill off all the germs.
All the germs and everything, all the bacteria that attaches itself to the human body makes up half of what you are. So, what really are you? That's got me raging a lot as I think about, who I am. And it turns out that I'm in an existential rage because I don't actually know what I'm in.
Yeah.
Am I human? Am I bacteria? I don't know.
RageCast can be thought-provoking.
It can be. We get deep. This is the deep section of RageCast around the half-hour mark. We start getting real deep because we're running out of rage steam.
What are we? What does it mean to be human?
What does it mean, right? The questions that really rage us to our core.
To the core of our bacteria.
And not just raging me and you, but has raged humanity, for so long.
It's plaguing humanity.
Plaguing humanity with rage.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah, we did good. So what other people do we need to talk about that didn't get enough love?
Let's talk about Cody a little bit.
The Badester, the Jackhammer. He goes by many names, a.k.a. the meteorologist Cody Bailey.
We all know him. We all love him. I have no idea. I did not pay attention to his team at all.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm sorry. That's probably all I have to say about Cody's
we're mentioning you. You've been mentioned.
Cody, you got the shout out, man.
And we got you back.
However you did this year, good job, man.
Well, you didn't get the saucer, so you did a hell of a job.
Hey.
Did a hell of a job.
Heck of a job, Cody. Congratulations.
One of those guys that was in the trenches all year.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about the next trustee, the next oldest. Let's talk about Eric a little bit. Can we talk about Eric?
Let's talk about Eric.
Let's talk about Eric. Again, have no idea how you did, Eric, but great job.
Good job, man.
Hey, you got that profile picture changed like
fantastic.
Like 4/5 of the way through the season. Like, hey, better late than
And that's
never,
a pat
right?
on the back.
That's a big pat on the back. And you know who did that for you? Me. So, pat on the back to me.
Pat on the back. Good job, Jake.
Thanks, man.
You know who didn't change their profile picture?
Who's that?
Blake Ship. Blake Ship is still rocking the Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. Blake, give it up, man. It's not your Huckleberry. It's not.
I know he knows how to change that. I know he knows how to do that.
Boy is a computer genius, right? On like Reagan level.
He can figure it out.
He's an engineer of I don't know what kind, but that means he's smart, all right? Or at least we're supposed to believe that he's smart.
Yeah. Can't change your background picture.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Take 3 seconds out of your day, man. 3 seconds.
But congratulations on not getting the saucer. Here's your shout out.
Congratulations again, man. There's your shout out. Who else we got? Anthony, right?
Anthony. Anthony's already got a ring.
Yeah, so that's all we need to say about Anthony.
Anthony's got a ring.
Who else should we talk about?
Well, we got Brady.
Brady did pretty good this year. Let's not talk about him.
Brady thought he was going to win. Brady always thinks he's going to win.
That actually rages me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Talking about, but you know what? It quelled my rage when he lost. I was pretty happy about that.
Logan almost won.
Yeah, which makes me happy that he lost because
he was another one that was a little pompous there.
He's one of those all-star kind of like A-team,
He is
always
good.
does good.
He knows a lot. He knows a lot about football.
Yeah.
He knows more than me, for sure.
Way too much for one person to know about football. You know? It's like, get a life, you know? Like, what's your other hobbies? I don't know what he does in his free time, you know?
Yeah,
I just know he knows how to swim, and he knows how to play fantasy football. And I think those are the only thing he knows how to do because he's really good at both of them.
Bow hunting.
I didn't even know that. See, that's something
he's a
new.
bow hunter.
He just became a more complex person in my head.
And he's a hell of a Destiny player.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I can imagine. Let's talk about Ethan a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
Can we mention my other brother, the other trustee? We get all the trustees out of the way. Yeah. He started doing real good. You know, I was like, man, Ethan's going to be, classic middle team.
It started out rough, I think, for Ethan, if I remember correctly.
It started out rough. It went really well, and then it ended rough again. It was a rage mountain that he went through.
A rage mountain. But he kept his calm like he normally does.
Ethan is one of those guys who's so good at burying that rage that one day it's going to explode.
Oh,
and when it does, we're all going to die. He's going to kill us all. I believe it.
Yeah. He's got some pent-up rage inside here.
When people ask me, Jake, how do you think you're going to die? I'm going to be like, my brother Ethan's going to snap one day and he's going to kill us all.
He's coming after
us. Yeah.
I believe that.
I love him, but I don't trust him. You know?
Love the guy. Love the guy.
Love the guy. Great guy. Don't trust him. Farther than I can throw him, and I can't really throw that far.
You can't throw him.
Anybody seen me play sports, they'll know.
You can't. You're not the best at throwing.
I am not a thrower.
You're more of a hit someone kind of guy.
It really rages me off that I can't do anything else but hit people, and we don't play any sports where we hit people.
Definitely a contact sport.
Yeah,
kind of guy.
Somebody took the J train off the rails, and they let me rust now. You know, I got this perfectly great body. I've got all this momentum and talent that I had going on, and everybody else got old, and I kept young by just powering through it.
Powering through it
through the years. And now we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, we're all breaking. I never had that. I've been broken since I've been.
But you have so many other talents. You can throw, you can catch. You've got good hand-eye coordination.
Not that great at those things either. But I'll take it. I'll take it as a win.
Smell good. Like they don't say those things about.
They don't. No one has told me I smell good. They're always like, Kyle, why are you wearing those same pajama pants? Kyle, I bet you smell. And no one's ever tried to smell me.
That's true. That's true. Nobody ever smells you.
No one ever smelled me.
Assume that you're a stinky guy. I bet you rage about that sometimes.
I rage about it all the time. You know what I'm in right now? Flannel and pajama pants. And I smell great.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Yeah.
Absolutely. So who are we missing here? Mark. What about Mark?
Let's talk about Mark. He doesn't really make his presence known.
He might not even listen to this. In fact, I'm going to bet that most people have shut this off 15 minutes in. But we're going to keep going.
Oh, we're going to go all night. We definitely are going for an hour-long podcast here, and we're only at minute 38. So.
Well, we better.
Let's talk about Mark a little bit. Don't know too much about him. I think Clay does his entire team for him throughout the year.
I don't think he drafts for him. I think Mark does draft on his own.
Yeah, and then Clay just figures the team out. I think it's secretly a win for Clay if Mark wins.
That may be true. But remember when Clay played him, Clay totally ditched him. Clay did not put any of his players in.
Right? And Clay wanted the easy win, right?
He wanted the easy win, and he went for it.
Yeah, he got it. It was one of those other low ball moves that Clay does,
Right there.
As commish, great guy.
Great, the best commish I think anybody could ever ask for.
I don't know how he does it so well. But as a person, horrible.
As that player, as that fantasy player,
just a scumbag, And I don't throw that word around lightly. I think he's actually a bag of scum.
Actually, the bag of scum. But Mark did not get the saucer.
No, he didn't. So
good job, Mark.
Bravo to Mark. That was the best. Best thing you could have done.
That's right.
Let's see.
Pat
who else?
On the back. Well, we've got Dave.
We got Dave. Dave did too well to talk about. Let's not talk about the winners, right?
Okay.
Let's not talk about the all-stars, right?
He was an all-star. Dave is a running back magnet. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know.
He does great every year.
Faj, you nailed it. Bravo. Like if I had to give a high five to anybody in the league, it'd be you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But you know what? Walter's probably helping him out. But whatever.
I bet so.
But whatever.
He's got Walter behind the scenes doing all the breaking news. I don't know how Walter gets all that information. I bet it's some sneaky stuff. I bet that's what Dave is using Walter to also give him sneaky contacts for his team as well.
I bet you're right. That's how he does so well.
There's so much happening in that Underwood household that we don't know about.
We just don't know anything what's going on in there.
Right.
I watched a movie. This is true. I went to Evansville theater, and commercial trailer comes up, and guess who's in the commercial? Shandy Underwood is in a car commercial.
What?
Yeah, she's in the commercial.
How does that happen?
The Underwood house, there's something. They got actresses in there. They've got musicians in there. And there's something dark in there, and I just haven't figured that out yet.
You know how I feel about actresses?
What?
They're faking it all the time, you know?
They're too good.
You never know who they really are.
They can do drama, comedy, horror, car commercials. You don't know what's going on.
I have no idea.
Actresses. They're always faking it.
Always faking it, you know? Let's look up the rest of the team. I'm on the page right now.
I think we have Matt.
We didn't talk about T-Money.
Oh, well.
At all.
Well, we told, he probably had the best, other than winning, he had the best outcome, number 1 draft pick. So that was great.
Best. I wonder, who do you think he's going to do?
Yeah, he's been saying if Bell does not get suspended, he might go Le'Veon Bell.
Really? Not going to go Tom Brady?
Not going to go Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is a winning machine. I don't care what you say about the guy. He's a scumbag like Clay, but he puts the wins up. He puts the wins up.
He could he could break a leg maybe coming up this playoff season. I don't know. A lot of quarterbacks are breaking their legs. A lot of quarterbacks are breaking their legs.
To tell you who's been breaking arms, Brian Hoyer, #Hoyered. Let's make sure that we got everybody. Let's I think we mentioned everybody a little bit. Let's talk about our main man, Matt. Let's talk about it.
Matt, he's won once before, assuming we all vote and count that very first win as a Red Bull's win.
If there's anybody that I want winning the Red Bull running of the Bulls fantasy league, it's Matt probably.
It's Matt. And did you notice he gave a shout out to RageCast?
He really did, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Matt. Good job on you, bud. Hey, you got second place. You got first place in our hearts, though. Yeah. Chris McConnell, #NotMyChamp. He's not.
#NotMyChamp. I've been protesting it since the beginning.
Yeah. So
not rioting, protesting.
Not rioting, but definitely protesting in
a
peaceful
burnt
manner.
a few Red Bull cans.
That is your right.
That is free speech.
You are allowed to peacefully assemble.
That's right. And I can burn whatever I want in that protest.
Don't let Obama tell you can't, because you totally can.
I totally can. I will burn that Red Bull.
And I think we can all agree that whenever I got out, Matt became everybody's favorite.
Yeah, I would say you're right.
I would say that I'm right.
I mean, I was pretty much the only guy going for me. But then once I was out, I was like, geez, what do you do?
But I mean, Matt, Matt just he did it. He had a good year. He's always does a solid year, but he never puts it in your face. He's never showy about it.
When he won, he never asked for a ring.
Look at that.
Never begged for a ring, and he always paid, even though he didn't get a ring.
You know who didn't do that?
I think I know who didn't do that.
Wow. We're not going to mention.
We won't mention names.
Which podcast announcer of another podcast besides RageCast threw a little hissy fit. We're not going to do that.
We won't mention names. We are going to rise above that.
We are not going to mention anything about names. But Matt, stand-up guy.
Stand-up guy. He's for the people. He's for the people.
Speaking about people not playing or not paying the ring, Clay told me that only about 3 people have paid this year.
Are you serious?
It's and I think I have an idea about why that is.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think that everybody is kind of doesn't want to admit it. It's hard to believe that we're going to talk about the political situation of the world for a little bit, Kyle, as we do all the time. We're going to talk about we have somebody in charge now that the majority of us didn't want to win.
Didn't get the popular vote.
Made fun of everybody the entire time.
Might be unfit to be the leader.
Most likely unfit. Just a real sketchy guy.
Don't trust him.
None of us like. Ugly. Makes fun of, like I said, of every single person.
And just a weird womanizer.
Time. just a weird womanizer. What's up with him? And of course, we're talking about the champ this year,
Chris McConnell.
Chris McConnell. I think it's because people are in denial of it. Nobody wants to believe. That he is. It's hard to believe that he's champ this year.
I know. I guarantee the majority of us were pulling for Matt. The majority of us voted for Matt.
Yeah,
but look what happened.
He won the popular vote.
The popular vote doesn't always win.
And you know what?
Chris McConnell's in it.
Unbelievable. And, I can't believe it. I still wonder what this next year is going to be like. What does this mean for the rest of the league?
I'm scared.
What traditions are going to change?
Is he going to try and lessen the amount we pay for the ring? Overall, that makes the ring not as valuable. That makes that ring, it's not going to be as big, might not be as sturdy. Who knows?
Is he going to uphold the time-held traditions of the league?
Is he going to try and make new ridiculous traditions?
Right. Like, I'm worried about my day-to-day life.
I am too.
I just don't think he's fit to be champ. But in the end, he got it.
He got it.
We have to just deal with that, And the only way we're going to find out if he's going to be a good champ or not is to give him the chance. But,
no.
At the end of the day, I can say I did not vote for Chris.
That's right. And I'm going to still burn that Red Bull can.
Yeah. Peacefully.
Peacefully. Not in a riot, in a protest.
Not in a riot. But you know what? You can still rage peacefully.
That's right.
When you're protesting.
This is peaceful rage right here.
Peaceful rage right here.
Peaceful rage.
We're just going to keep this. I think as long as we just make our voice known and just stick to the issues throughout the year,
that's right.
We'll be able to make it through until the next
Hold him accountable to the changes that he's trying to make.
Exactly.
And I tell you what was up with all the name calling? He was writing down.
I thought that he had disqualified himself so many times.
Is that what we see in a winner? Someone who's just up late at night, going online, writing stuff down. Insulting other people.
Yeah, just blatant insults every week. Not once did he, until the end, did he ever clearly and even then, it was after the fact that he won that he starts saying oh, my name's Ditto, I was Ditto the whole time. I think that we should pick one of those fake names he put on and make that the name that goes on the trophy.
Put that on the ring.
Put that on the ring.
Put that on the ring.
Like dildo on the ring. Put it on there.
Put it on. And I mean, I know I talked about it before, but he did poison me because he thought I was going to win that one time.
Yeah. And you raged about that a little bit, which kind of rages me off because that was going to be one of the first topics we raged about.
Yeah, I kind of already raged out of it, didn't I?
And then Jesse heard that we were going to do RageCast, and I think that's when he invited us on to kind of steal our thunder.
Thunder Stealer. Well, the storm's still brewing, buddy. The storm's still brewing.
Rage storm. So yeah, I think that's really what we've been raging about. What are you hoping for next year?
I'm hoping
to quell the rage?
Well, I'm hoping for a Kyle Dischinger championship or at least first round draft pick, if at the very least.
For 2 years from now, you want a first round draft pick 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I definitely want a couple of things. I have to salvage my horrible pick, my horrible position for my pick this year. I got a pretty low pick. Normally defenses go really late in the year, but if somebody steals the overall best player of the entire history of sporting events or athleticism in the history of mankind, somebody steals Duck Broncos defense from me, I'm going to be pretty raged.
You want to lock that down early, huh?
I think in third round pick defense.
Defense, third round?
No, I'm just messing with you. No, but definitely early on, earlier than most people, because I feel like now that I put it out there, I got a target on the Broncos D. But what I will say is that I hope that this sucky position that I'm in now, at least I'll get an early pick for my team name next year.
That's true.
That's the one, the very thin icing on my very large piece of cake. And anybody who knows me knows that I like icing more than I like cake.
I love who doesn't like the icing more than the cake?
Who wants to eat just cake? It's the icing that makes it taste good.
That's right.
So I have very little icing on my cake, but what icing I do have, I'll take, And that is that hopefully we do some sort of awesome theme for next year.
What are you thinking?
I really hope Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings would be sweet. Lord of the Rings would be sweet.
Would be great. Everybody knows Lord of the Rings. I think everybody can find an easy character to be.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Chris came up with I don't know, diseases, but that'll get weird. It's okay.
Yeah. I
Not,
gotta say I'm more of a fan of Lord of the Rings than I am of diseases.
yeah, but I don't wanna put my personal feelings out there. It's obviously up to everyone to decide.
As a
But I will
vote,
throw.
but we should all
Yeah,
probably vote for Lord of the Rings. It would be cool.
I'll throw a fit if we don't get it.
Yeah, we'll just have
I'm
to
just
do
gonna be
another one of
honest,
these.
and we'll
If we
talk
don't get
about
this.
how shady everybody is.
Yeah.
But if we get Lord of the Rings, then obviously we'll have really nice things to say about everybody on our giant platform, which is RageCast.
RageCast.
RageCast coming at you live,
Live,
uncensored, unedited,
from miles apart.
From miles apart. I'm in Florida right now.
I'm in
Kyle,
Huntingburg, in my parents'
that's
house.
crazy. And we're able to do this for free on the cheap. I know it sounds professionally done, but it's really not.
It's not.
I'm just laying on my bed right now.
Hey, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
We're both laying on, just a couple of dudes laying on beds. Raging
Rage
each other off.
just discussing the rage-ons.
Yeah, we both got ragers over here, and we're just raging off. So, oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's what we've been talking about. Obviously, we're open up for your comments. Does not mean that they'll make it onto the podcast.
Or that we will respond or even see them.
Or that we won't take it completely out of context and make up bogus things that you didn't actually say true. And hold them against you.
Take a lot of loose connections and pretend that they're factual. That will happen.
Absolutely do that. That's
I
90%
will do
of
that.
what we do over here at Rage HQ.
Rage HQ.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I think Ethan brought this to light. As far as like making new tradition, I think he might be onto something. So Clay has been paying out of pocket for rings.
Okay.
For pretty much, I think every year, I think Clay has lost money on a ring, which is pretty shitty because we, as the commish, we love him. As a player, we don't.
Absolutely.
As a player, we hate him. As the commish, though, I would hate to see him actually take money out of his pocket.
This is a commish responsibility.
Yeah.
And we should be ashamed of ourselves.
We should be ashamed of the people that don't pay. We should probably force those that pay. So Ethan's idea is, if you don't pay, you don't play. Which could get hairy. That could get kind of hairy because then we'd have to add other people in or just cancel their things out. So it's just going to be better. Just play. Just pay to play.
Just play and just pay. Do both.
Do both.
Please. Sam, we're looking at you, Sam.
Looking at you, Sam. And I don't know if we should kick people out if they don't play. I think Jesse mentioned about that. I think that's a little overboard because sometimes things slip through the crack. That's just hard.
It definitely.
And if I just want to clear the air on the very first earful of BJ, there was they talked about the draft disaster, the draft disaster.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's bring the end of the podcast talking about the very beginning of the season.
Yeah. So
what do you got to say?
Why it was coined that, everyone thinks it's because it was delayed. That's not why it was coined that. It was coined that because probably around the 10th round, everyone that was hanging out in Ethan's basement couldn't draft anymore. We had to set the queue. So
anywhere in the world, it was like that in Panama.
It was like, okay, so that even affected you. So some people that did not affect, but the reason it's called the draft disaster or the drafter's disaster, whichever one is chosen, is not because of the delay of time. It's because a lot of us could not pick our players after the 10th round.
Hence draft disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It has many names, many faces, but it's one beast. It's the Hydra of kind of all the rage that stemmed from it. It comes from draft disaster.
That's right. And I will say, I don't think we've ever had a draft that started on time.
No. It's a time-honored tradition to have a late draft.
It is a late draft. I mean, it was very late, and a lot of people. I mean, Jesse and Dave, they were playing white guy, white ball, playing a little golf. They had to, they had some situation there. They had to cut things short or not play. Chris, he was doing it on a phone while he was packing. I will say that does not seem to affect either of them. They drafted great, and they all went very far in the year. But the time thing, I don't know if we should start without people. I think that just kind of ruins the rest of the year.
Yeah. No, we should definitely, obviously there's some leeway, right?
Obviously. We need a buffer zone. People are going to be late.
There definitely needs to
Trent and I were 10 minutes late, and then Matt showed up being after us, but nonetheless, I think there needs to be, I don't know.
definitely just hold yourselves. Let's be libertarians about it. Take care of yourself, and that
Yeah.
means everybody's taken care of.
That's right.
know?
Yeah, you got to hold yourself
Get there on
responsible.
time.
Try and get there on
Yeah.
time as fast as you can. Understand that
We're
other people
all
are
adults.
trying to draft at the same time, and we're all busy. But
Exactly.
I think if we ruled people out, if we started without people, I think that would take away the competition for the rest of the year, and that's lame.
Really
and we don't want to be
it
lame.
Really, really is. So let's all try to have a good year. Obviously, we all want me to have the best year next year.
I'm pulling for you, buddy.
I think it goes without saying. I really do. I think I was riding a high where people had me as the number one like popular vote pick, and then Logan stole that from me, and so I think I still got enough momentum to bring it back next year.
You think you and Broncos D? You think you're going?
Me and Broncos D are going to go all the way.
Going all the way next year.
Like we were fiddling around third base this year, but next year we're going all the way.
Yeah,
right?
I don't even know who I'm going to pick next year, man. I don't know. My one of my favorite quarterbacks, I think, fantasy wise, because you could probably get him in a later round, was Derek Carr, and well, he broke his leg, and is he going to be the same? I don't know.
Is he?
Who knows?
Oh man, there's so many things. Obviously, like Chris said, it didn't matter because he got Matt Ryan so late in the rounds that.
That's true. Yeah, Matt Ryan was
anybody's game.
Anybody's game.
Anybody's game. Clay got Adrian Peterson. That worked out for him.
That was the biggest bust of the year.
Man,
poor Clay.
Big old bust.
Still made it though. Still made it to the playoffs. Unbelievable.
Still made, but
with some shady trading.
Largely due to cheating.
That's right.
Oh man. All right, dude. Well, that was a pretty good.
That was a great rage.
We're gonna end it here with just here at the 1 hour mark. We hope you guys had a good time, enjoyed the rage. Let us know if you got stuff that you're raging about at home that we didn't address on RageCast.
That's right.
I'd be really raged off if we missed off something.
And you should rage about it.
You guys are all raging about. So let us know, and we'll follow it up with RageCast number 2 coming up later in the year.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So, as we say, always rage on.
Rage on.
And we'll be raging with you later.
Rage for life.
Rage for life. I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Someone will say what is lost can never be saved. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite